Hello, everyone. My name is Justin O'Grady, and I was given the topic death for my project. So I have here with me Dr. Anita Francione, who is a professor here at Rutgers. I've actually had her for a couple classes before. This is my third class with her. She worked at the Francis E. Parker Memorial Home, which is a long-term care service provider in Piscataway. She was a senior business program manager at Aetna, Medicare Medical Management for a little bit. And then her education-wise, she has her doctorate PhD in public health policy and management from Columbia University, and she has an MPA in health administration from New York University, and a Bachelor of Arts in biology from NYU as well. So, if you want to say hello, everyone.
All right, hello everyone. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to help out in this project. I feel very strongly about the issues of death and dying, so I was glad to help out with it.
First question, how do you
Yes.
see your role and responsibilities to the public?
About this issue is educating, excuse me, I'm sorry, educating the public of choices for death and dying, that it is not a be-all and end-all, that we don't have to accept treatments, that there are other options, and that they are viable options and many times more fulfilling than if we accept going for intensive care and going for extraordinary means in prolonging life.
Number two, how do you perceive and cope with death?
Obviously, because both for my role of, I've been in a variety of different healthcare settings, so I've seen death on all levels as well as personal. How have I dealt with it has been a process of growing. At first, when you first start with death in a healthcare settings, you always feel that it's a loss, that something went wrong, that there was blame. What I have learned over time, especially working with the Medicare population where the rates of death are higher, and that it can be a process, that it can be a more fulfilling time for doing treatment, for doing services. So how do I deal with it then itself is to bring it on as a process. I just had a very recent example with my father-in-law's sister, who very quickly was diagnosed with stage 4 uterine cancer, and he felt that I have to do the best, and I said, let's really look at all the options. What is going to benefit her by prolonging life? Maybe it is much better that instead of her going for chemo treatment, radiation treatment, to let her live as fully as she wishes to, rather than be tied onto a medical care.
Third question, how does your job affect your personal life, or has it ever, like, long-term affected you, or is it just more short-term?
As I said, it's a process, especially in one of my classes, in my public health and aging classes,
Yes.
that we talked a lot about death and dying and choices and palliative care and hospice care, and that they are all valuable resources. Okay?
And last question,
Okay?
do things you see and do carry over to life outside the job?
Beginning, you always feel that you fear failure.
Okay.
But then as you go on, you look at what did I learn from this? And again, I keep going back to it, that it is a process, and I have learned so much from all the jobs I've been in. I have learned a lot from being an assistant professor here and seeing the viewpoints, and I guess maybe we can almost end like that, and seeing the viewpoints from different people. You know, not just from elders, but from young people, all kinds of, and bringing that information in so that we can understand how to have a better life.